Good morning.
Ourselves that we are not alone, that there are others who hold values similar to us and care about the world just as much as we do. We come together to remind ourselves that despite the ugliness in the world, there is also goodness and beauty too. We come together to remind ourselves that while much has been lost, much still remains worth fighting for. Isn't that right? We come together to remind ourselves that even in the most troubling of times, there are still reasons to hope. We are not powerless, and it is important for each of us to act however we can, most of all for the sake of all of the children and youth who are growing up among us, who will one day inherit this world that still, for at least a while longer, is in our hands. Come, my friends, with our hearts open to both the possibilities and the challenges that this new day and this new week bring. With our hearts open to all that inspires, sustains, redeems, and transforms us. Come, let us worship together. Zane Patorti will lead our chalice lighting this morning, but before he comes up, I want to say a few words. Zane grew up here at UUFR, and as a young adult, he has remained an active participant in this congregation. He has served on our staff as a member of our AV crew and mentored teen assistants. For the past 3 years, he has led monthly Dungeons and Dragons games for our middle schoolers. Yeah. He has been an 8th and 9th grade OWL teacher for the past 2 years. He has spent time with high schoolers leading group mystery games. But a few months ago, Zane found a wonderful job in his chosen field in the Washington, D.C. area, and he has recently moved there, abandoning all of us in our hour of need. Zane, well, I am very happy for you as you begin this new chapter of your life. I know I speak for the staff, the members and friends of this congregation, and perhaps especially our youth, when I say that we will miss you very much. We are thankful for all you have done for this congregation, and we hope you will come back and visit at least every once in a while. Will you please now come forward to light our chalice? And while he does so, let's show Zane a little bit more appreciation.
Right here. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. The flaming chalice is the symbol of the Unitarian Universalist tradition, the liberal religious tradition to which this congregation belongs. Will those of you here in person please stand as you are able for our chalice lighting? And if you have a chalice at home, I invite you to light it with us at this time. As we kindle this flame, we recommit ourselves to nurturing the spirits of one another and the common good of the world we share. May the light of this flame be welcoming to all who seek a liberal religious home.
For those of you standing, will you please remain standing for our opening hymn? Jean Marie is going to lead us.
Okay. Actually, sorry to contradict you, you may have a seat because the children are going to sing it first, so you get to relax for just a moment. So children's choir, please come up. This is a new hymn, so you get to listen to them sing first, and then we'll all sing together.
My name is MK, my pronouns are he, him, and I am very happy to serve as part of your worship team this morning. Whether you are a first-time visitor or a long-time member, I'd like to offer you a special welcome. Here at the Unitarian Universalist Fellowship of Raleigh, we are intentionally inclusive, liberally religious, and actively serving the common good of the world we share. Whoever you are and wherever you are on your own religious journey, you are welcome here. This morning, one of our lay ministers will be available in the front right corner of the sanctuary after the service to talk with anyone who might be experiencing a hard time and would like to talk about it with somebody. I hope that all of you read through the chalice you received by email on Friday about everything happening here around UUFR, or check out the upcoming events section of our website. Our in-person social hour will be downstairs in Founders Hall this morning with cake. And now Dana will share some important announcements.
All UUFR members should plan to attend the annual congregational meeting on Sunday, June 9th at 10:30. The meeting will take place at the same time as worship service, and all programming for children and middle schoolers will be available during this time. The agenda includes voting on the 2026-27 budget, electing new individuals to the board of directors, and announcing the 2026 honoree of the Mike O.C. Irwin Award. Visitors and friends are also welcome to attend the meeting, but they cannot vote or speak to motions. If you would like to become a member, please look for the link on our website or contact the church office. And if you are a member but have not yet had the opportunity to sign our beautiful paper and ink book, please make sure to do so when you arrive for the meeting. Family ministry registration is now open. You can go to our website at uufr.org or use the QR code on this handout that is located outside on the glass table to find out about for the registration form for next year's programs, including Our Whole Lives, OWL, or Coming of Age. When you register, your children's names are printed on our attendance sheets. We can create name tags for them, and also we can just have important information to keep everyone safe. We really hope you'll sign up soon. Wait a second. Another QR code handout? But what for? Well, Spirit Fest registration is now open too. This is our annual weekend Labor Day retreat from September 4th through 6th. You can glamp in a motel room or cabin, or bring your tent along, or just come for the day to enjoy boating, swimming, singing, and other activities that are led by members. You can sign up again at uufr.org or use this handy QR code handout. I now invite you to meet and greet your neighbor. Continue your conversations downstairs in Fellowship Hall with cake. The most exciting thing. This is a very special Sunday because in my 4 years here, we haven't had a service quite like this. We are celebrating moments of bridging as we grow up. And I, for one, am in awe of the miracle of growing up. I wonder if this is something that happens to be more awe-inspiring as you get older, because I remember adults around me when I was a kid constantly remarking on how much bigger I was since the last time they saw me. Anyone have that said to them? Yeah. Or maybe they said that I wouldn't remember them, but they remember me from when I was a baby. Have you heard that before too? Yeah. And also how long my hair was suddenly. And sometimes I was kind of thinking it was weird, but now I really get it. Today, I'm one of those adults. I am perpetually in awe of watching our infants grow into toddlers, grow into children, grow into teens, grow into adults. What a privilege to be in fellowship with one another, where we can bear witness to this wild, wonderful transformation. I can't help thinking that celebrating these important milestones help each of us reconnect to the parts of us that are constantly transforming too. Indeed, our Unitarian Universalist value statement reminds us that openness to change is fundamental to our Unitarian and Universalist heritage. Never complete, never perfect. In this spirit, I believe our faith calls us to come together and to celebrate these big moments, these bridges our children and teens cross into new phases of life, new ways of being in the world. Our faith also calls us to make sure that every youth knows that our love and support stays constant and strong amidst all of that change. And so today, we are having a bridging ceremony to honor our kindergarteners who are crossing into elementary school in Chalice Chapel, our 5th graders crossing into middle school, our 8th graders crossing into high school. We'll also take a moment to honor high schoolers who committed to gathering monthly to volunteer and reflect on service in a program called Faith in Action. And then we're going to end our service with blessing our 12th graders who are graduating and going into the wider world. And we will finish, as all excellent celebrations do, with one of the most important rituals of all, sharing cake. I'm so grateful to be here with all of you.
Hi, Andrea. Why are you so sad?
Oh, sometimes I get sad thinking about the kindergartners in Sunshine Circle who are moving up to Chalice Chapel next year. Kids grow up so fast. What if they forget to come visit me and say hi?
It totally makes sense to be sad about missing people who you are used to spending time with every week. But you know, when I don't get to see people I care about as often as I want, I try to remind myself that we are still always connected, no matter what.
What do you mean?
Well, as UUs, we believe in interdependence, which is a fancy way of saying everything is connected. Want to see how?
I sure do.
Everything is connected. And since you are a part of everything, you are connected to everything.
You are connected to a human body, to hands and eyeballs, teeth and toes, elbows, a butt, and even a nose.
To a heart and some lungs and a strange-looking stomach and a brain that's so smart there's no peak it can't summit.
But you're not just a body. You're bigger than that. You're connected to people, to everybody, to moms and to dads, to sisters and brothers, uncles and cousins, grandfathers, grandmothers.
You're connected to friends and to teachers at school and even to people you don't think are cool. You're connected to people in Denver and Maine, in Paris and Baghdad, to strangers in Spain.
You're connected to every human on earth. Wow, and they are connected to you.
You are also connected to hedgehogs and cats and dogs and squirrels and birds, rabbits and cows and deer by the herds, monkeys, tarantulas, dolphins and snakes.
Friend, you're connected to every big,
Small,
hairy,
slimy,
snuggly,
scaly,
floppy,
flappy,
bristly,
beautiful creature on earth.
even blobfish.
Blobfish? Surely not that. They don't look like me, they don't talk like me, they don't act like me, and they probably stink.
But you see, we're connected. We all play a part in life. We're the same. We're all blobfish at heart.
Now this next part, though bonkers, is true, I'm afraid. You're connected to everything humans have made. To toys and to playgrounds, books and to chairs, gardens and medicine, language and prayers, buildings and bicycles, buses, balloons, hammers and paintbrushes, tractors and spoons.
But also to chickenpox, bullies and lies, to greed and pollution and trash piled high. You're not just connected to things that you like, things that are comfortable, easy, or nice. As a human, you're part of the everythingness, and sometimes it's scary and a big, ugly mess.
But the good news, my dear, is that you are quite powerful. A force that's in everything timeless and powerful.
You're even connected to things you can't see, the invisible world, for at least you and me, to cells, DNA, diseases, and death, amoebas and gravity, atoms and breath, to hydrogen, nitrogen, nanobots too. You're connected to them, they're connected to you.
You're connected to happy, connected to sad, to the past and the future, to thoughts you have had, to pharaohs, Ben Franklin, T-Rex, ancient Greece, to love and to poverty, hunger and peace.
To Jesus and Buddha, Mohammed and Moses, to spaceships and aliens with noses like hoses. You're connected to all that will be or has been. You're this very moment where all things begin.
For you are the sun and the moon and the stars, Venus and Jupiter, Neptune and Mars, comets and galaxies, voids and black holes. You are the universe, perfect and whole.
As fourth graders, we have some advice for kindergartners who are coming up to Chalice Chapel.
Listen to what people are saying,
Even us.
so that you can better understand their circumstances and what they are feeling.
You need to be kind to your friends when you work in a group.
Because then you have people who help you feel welcome and stick up for you in hard times.
And if you don't have that, you'll be living in a van down by the river.
Being curious makes you think outside the box.
So don't be afraid to ask questions. If you don't, you are never going to know the answers.
You need to be able to ask for help. It allows people to make you feel better as a person. Mistakes are good for you.
They help you learn.
You gotta be daring and just do something. And if it didn't work out, then too bad. You can try again next time.
And hopefully it'll be better.
When you are bored, you get more creative.
And then your brain wants to go racing like, oh my gosh, stars. Oh my gosh, rainbows. Oh my gosh, I'm part of the universe. Oh my gosh, unicorns.
I prefer dragons.
Oh, and finally, to be honest, being weird is an awesome thing.
Because being weird means you're different from other people in the world and are unique.
So be creative,
Be curious
be kind,
and be weird.
I would now like to ask all of our kindergartners whose names are up on the screen behind me to join Andrea up on this right side of the bridge. Parents, you are welcome to join if it makes your kids feel more welcome, more comfortable. I love it. We have, oh, excellent. Thank you, friends, for coming up. On the other side of the bridge, Catherine is going to be gifting each of you a copy of the book Everything is Connected, so that you can remember that we are always connected as we grow up. Will you please give a warm round of applause to our kindergartners as they cross over from Sunshine to Chalice Chapel? Now, at this time, if we have any children who are 6 years old or younger that are feeling a little wiggly or a little squiggly and would like a little romp and stomp time, Miss Andrea is going to take some kids with Jerry and Frankie over to the music room. This isn't something you need to sign your child out for because they're going to go over there for a little wiggle break, and then they will return back for the very end of the service when we have our special senior blessing. Will you join me now in singing Go Now in Peace for our friends who are going to go over to the wiggle room?
A bulb is becoming
A flower,
the rain is becoming
a puddle,
an egg is becoming
a bird,
a puddle is becoming
blue sky,
today is becoming
better and better,
the fading light is becoming
the night,
these words are becoming.
a poem,
What are you becoming?
whatever you set your heart to. Starting middle school can be pretty overwhelming.
It's a lot bigger than elementary school. My 6th grade class had twice as many people as my 5th grade class. Not a lot of my elementary classmates went to my middle school, so I had to learn a lot of new names.
Teachers are less lenient with work. They judge it more on how you do it and will take more points off when you make a mistake. You have to show work in a certain way instead of using shortcuts you like. Math, science, and history are a lot more complex. But now, there are even more classes like French and woodworking.
In elementary school, you only have 1 or 2 teachers, but in middle school, you have a lot more, and you get homework from most of them.
Also, for the first 1 or 2 days, you don't know where classes are. I accidentally went to ELA instead of science.
I didn't know where the gym was, even though there was a huge sign pointing to the gym. But I asked someone who did know, and that way I got there. Even if you don't know something, there are always other people who do, so don't be afraid to rely on others.
And over time, it'll get better. Not knowing where everything is doesn't last. You'll start knowing where classes are and how to do the math problems.
You have a lot of different classes, so there's a greater chance of making good friends. Be friendly and talk to people.
Don't be mean to your friends, though. Jokes are fine, but don't hurt them. You still will get challenged. At the beginning of 7th grade, I didn't understand how I would ever use pi to find the circumference and area and stuff. Now it's way too easy.
Remember to take it 1 day at a time. Each day, you're getting closer to the weekend.
And each year, you're getting closer to graduating.
Middle school is both good and bad, but focus on the good and you will get wherever you set your heart to.
I would like to ask all of our 5th graders whose names are up on the screen to come up and stand next to MK. And up on the screen, we have the names of our fifth graders in our fellowship who are moving up to middle school youth group. You guys, yeah, come on up. You gotta, come on, come on. On the other side of the bridge is Catherine and Jennifer, our middle school youth group leads, who will be gifting each of you a book, Poetry Comics, where our poem Becoming came from, to give you wisdom as you navigate all the twists and turns of middle school. I've spent a lot of time with you guys. Will everyone please give a round of applause as our fifth graders cross the bridge from Chalice Chapel to middle school youth group.
Okay. Your dream is the mole behind your ear, that chip in your front tooth, your freckles. It's the thing that makes you special, but not the thing that makes you great. The courage in trying, the passion in living, and the acknowledgement and appreciation of the beauty happening around you does that. High school is an incredibly exciting experience, and before I start with my advice, it's gonna be so much fun. Everyone is gonna tell you, do this, don't do that, whatever. You're gonna have fun, you'll be okay. So there will be challenges, but overall you can and will have a great time. Now, you're entering a massive change. Perhaps by the internet you've been made aware of a term known as looksmaxing. For anyone unfamiliar with this slang term, looksmaxing is an internet word that essentially means reaching your ultimate, most perfect and beautiful form. But the truth is that we must embrace that you have to feel chopped before you can looksmax. Being chopped is simply the state of being unfinished. It's the awkward, messy middle where the old middle school version of yourself is fading, but maybe the cool senior who can drive isn't quite there yet. As you use, we believe that your worth isn't tied to the final version of yourself, but to the journey you take to get there. In other words, it isn't about the looksmaxer you become when you're older, but the person you are today. Thank you. Oh, wait, there's more. Sorry, there's more. It was on the next page and I forgot about it. Adults, you are no different. Every time you start a new chapter, you return to that chopped state of being a beginner. We cannot grow without first being willing to look a little unpolished. So for rising ninth graders, my advice to you, high school will pressure you to be perfect right now. But the glow up only happens when you allow yourself to love the person you are right now. Embrace the journey. It is infinitely more rewarding than pretending to be perfect. Be patient with yourself. You are whole and worthy exactly where you are. Thank you.
I would now like to ask all of our 8th graders whose name is up on the screen to come up on stage with Catherine and Jennifer, and when I call your name, oh wait, I'm not gonna call names, sorry. We're just gonna have you guys come on up. On the other side, MK will gift you the book For Everyone to give you inspiration as you discover and pursue your dreams. In a moment, will you please give a warm round of applause for our 8th graders as they cross our bridge from middle school to high school.
Everything we do at UUFR is only possible because of the generous financial support so many of us provide. For those of you who have set up automated giving to UUFR or who send a check-in by mail every month, I'd like to thank you for your generosity. If you would like to make a contribution in person this morning, we invite you to bring it forward to one of our offering bowls at the front of each aisle. If you would prefer to have an usher come to you, please raise your hand. You may also give using one of the methods that will be up on the screen. Our offering will now be given and gratefully received.
Yesterday a child came out to wander, caught a dragonfly inside a jar. Fearful when the sky was full of thunder, and tearful at the falling of a star. And the seasons, they go round and round, and the painted ponies go up and down. We're captive on the carousel of time. We can't return, we can only look behind from where we came, and go round and round and round in the circle game.
Then the child moved 10 times round the seasons, skated over 10 clear frozen streams. Words like "when you're older" must appease him, and promises of someday make his dreams.
And the seasons, they go round and round, and the painted ponies go up and down. We're captive on the carousel of time. We can't return, we can only look behind from where we came, and go round and round and round in the circle game. 16 springs and 16 summers gone now. Cartwheels turn to car wheels through the town, and they tell him, take your time, it won't be long now, till you drag your feet to slow the circles down. And the seasons, they go round and round, and the painted ponies go up and down. We're captive on the carousel of time. We can't return, we can only look behind from where we came, and go round and round and round in the circle game.
some grandeur coming true. There'll be new dreams, maybe better dreams, and plenty before the last revolving year is through.
And the seasons, they go round and round, and the painted ponies go up and down. We're captive on the carousel of time. We can't return, we can only look behind from where we came and go round and round and round in the circle game. And go round and round and round in the circle game.
This past year, I participated in a program here called Faith in Action. At the end of the year, we each made a creative piece to reflect on our experience volunteering, and I wrote this poem. What is good? Is it the absence of bad, a wall built holding back the tide of darkness? Is it the revenge of the wronged, a sword shining, ready to cut down evildoers? Is it order, carved in stone and script, chains and courts and control against the chaos? Or is it the open hand, the lighthouse, a candle with a little flame that jumps from wick to wick? Hope is good, and good is hope. The light of a better world seeping through the cracks of our dreams. Hope that burns like a flame, sandbags against a hurricane, a flicker that whirls and sputters but never goes out. Good is not a wall, but a tower, built brick by hard-won brick, until the stars are ours to claim, a foundation for a world bettered by the brickwork and mortar of progress. Good is not a sword, but an open hand, reaching to another to unite us against the dark, joined hands and minds to lift us up, hand over hand into the future. Good is not order, but justice, the scales balanced and weighed with mercy and redemption, to see the world free and fair, equal and equitable, safe and secure. It is justice, mercy, joy, freedom, knowledge, unity, all of these things and more, but most of all, hope. Hope not in a dusty book or forgotten pathos, but in our hearts, in our hands, in every flex of a finger and every thought that races through us like lightning, that spark to be defended. Good is our candle, the dream of our future, the hope in our hearts. It is the hope that the world we find ourselves in tomorrow will be better, and the hands that lay the bricks to bring it about. Thank you.
Thank you, Archer. Could I please ask all of the teens who participated in our Faith in Action program to please come join me over here up on the stage. Over the past year, a group of teens whose names are listed above committed to learning about all the different ways that our Unitarian Universalist faith is put to action in our fellowship. The group helped with a party for children with the Immigration and Refugee Ministry, prepared handouts for the Trans Day of Remembrance and Resilience service, wrote holiday cards for elderly members for our care team, baked casseroles with the Helen Wright Center, and they even tore down a fence and built this very bridge with our very own David Prestrude and Billy Lyles. After each project, our teens gathered to reflect on what they learned about our community and the world, as well as share our hopes for the future. As a token for our appreciation for their many hours of service and reflection, I would like to gift each of you a copy of Octavia Butler's essay, A Few Rules for Predicting the Future. May you continue to find pathways to bring about a more beautiful tomorrow for all of us. Thank you.
On the stairs. I'm going to tell a story that I have told several times before in this congregation, but this is the last time you have to hear it. When my brothers and sister and I were growing up, our favorite thing to do, one of our favorite things to do, was to pick a big, white, fluffy dandelion and blow it like this, spreading the seeds all over. Have you ever done that? Who's done that? Okay. And my dad used to get so upset when we did that. He said, pretty soon we're going to have dandelions growing all over our yard. And do you know what? He was right. All it took was one good puff. And pretty soon there were dandelions growing everywhere. And why am I talking about dandelions this morning? As I have said many times before, one of the biggest difference this congregation makes in the larger world is through our ministry to the children and youth who grew up here. Sometimes, yeah. Sometimes children start coming to UUFR as soon as they're born. Sometimes they start coming a little bit later. But my biggest hope for all of the children and youth who grow up in this congregation is that they learn two things: their own worthiness for love and their own ability to make a difference in this world, their own potential. Although some of us sometimes wish they wouldn't, the children and youth of this congregation eventually grow up. And when they do, they take the experiences they had here at UUFR and the values they learned here at UUFR out into the larger world, spreading them all over, sort of like those dandelions I talked about earlier. And so today is a very special day at UUFR, because today is a day when we say, poof. Or in other words, this is the day when we recognize that some of the youth that grew up in this congregation are no longer youth. And it's really hard to say this, but like real live adults. And today is a day when we send them out into the larger world with our blessings. Today we are recognizing 3 individuals who are graduating from high school. Archer McCoy, whose parents are Elizabeth and Maury McCory. Connor Bowles, whose parents are Rebecca and Rodney Bowles. And Ozzy Zoller, whose parents are Jen and Dan Zoller. So at this time, I'm inviting each of you to come up here and sit in one of these chairs. And all together, we are going to bless these graduating seniors. So first, I would invite any family members that are here with them to come and place your hands on your graduating senior shoulders. And now I'm going to invite everyone else, everyone to come forward. And so that everyone is touching everyone, you can put your hands on people's shoulders or backs. Ozzy and Archer and Connor, I hope you can feel the love for you and the support for you that is flowing through all of these people and all of these hands into you. This morning, we lift up our highest hopes for Archer, Connor, and Ozzy. May they discover and create for themselves lives filled with love and joy and commitment to worthy ideals that bring meaning to their lives. May their sorrows be few, and may their living be a blessing to others. No matter where they may go in this life, no matter where they may go in this world, no matter how difficult or dark their paths may become, may they never forget our love for them and our belief in them. May their days be good and long upon this earth. Amen. Members of the congregation may be seated. Family members may be seated. And Dana, where are you? When we have ceremonies of naming and dedication for very young children within this congregation, we present them with yellow roses with the thorns removed as a sign of our love and hope for them. So Archer and Connor and Ozzy, today you are no longer children, so as a sign and as a symbol of our love for you and our hope for you, we give you these flowers, petals, thorns, and all. And Dana also has a book for you and a chalice pendant for you.
This is a book called Becoming a Spiritual Guide for Navigating Adulthood. It is a compilation of reflections from different people in our faith movement to help you as you go forward.
The three of you may now be seated. Let's show them just one more round of applause. And that's very nice because now I don't have to ask you to stand for our closing hymn. Our closing hymn this morning, please remain standing as you are able, is number 348, Guide My Feet. And I want to hear all of you sing out this morning.
While I run this race,
ourselves this very day with ever more peace in our hearts and with ever more hope for our own lives and this world we share. Amen.